When I say reading emails is documentation. See where we're at for Saturday.
I got a hold of John. He's getting on.
Awesome. What is happening here?
Okay, the live stream is on. I don't think too many people will be watching, but just so you know.
Where do they go to watch it?
The main town homepage,
Oh.
or if they have the
So far, we're only booked to 120 on Saturday.
Well, that's nice. We'll have some of the day off.
I know. And Steve, I'm not going to be on video today only because I don't want residents. I've had residents think that they're contesting with me.
Yeah.
So I've tried to say many times you're not. And I kind of want them just to use their 10 minutes to talk about their case, not the assessor didn't do this or.
Right.
And there's going to be a couple of those, but.
I'm sure there will be.
Yes, there will be. I had some at Open Book that,
Let me see if I can get Fred to call you. You're welcome, Linda. Bye.
Uh-oh.
phone number.
Fred, can you call her if I text you her phone number?
Just tell me the phone number right off. Just read
I
it
don't
out.
want to do it on live streaming.
Okay.
I'm going to put it right on the
Yeah, you can text it to me. You've got my cell phone number.
well, I got it right here on the chat.
Chat
Yeah, I'm
will
doing
work.
the chat.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's the chat's different than text. When you say text, I think cell phone.
I was thinking that way, but I
Yeah, you're right. That's faster. Got it.
okay, thank you. I can't get a hold of Gina. She's not answering. John said he was going to jump on. We saw Lisa and she'll be on.
Hi, Linda. Hi, Fred Sheequin. So No, we're not using the same anything. There was a special link for today that Donna emailed to you. I can read the codes off to you if you're. Okay, so where are you on your computer now?
Gonna try Gina again.
I just FaceTimed her. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, start up Zoom and then click join a meeting, and then I'll give you the codes over the phone.
Gina doesn't have the link either. I'll email it to her.
Okay, you got her.
Meeting ID 96474.
No, I sent them out a while ago, but
70
I'm emailing it to you right now.
6019.
Okay, all right.
Wow. Yeah, it's a whole phone number. It's a
Sent it to her, Steve.
I did.
96474706019. So enter that when it asks for the meeting ID, and then tell me what it asks you for next. It'll ask for the password next, and I'll give you that. Okay, the password is 456905. Yep.
Hi, John. You're muted, just so you know. Oh, there you go.
I just saw that. Good morning, everybody.
Good
Good morning.
morning.
That's me. I'm letting you in. You're connecting audio. You can stay on the phone with me. Here comes Gina. Okay. Yeah, you're muted. Just unmute yourself and say hello.
Morning, guys, and you are live streamed.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Gina.
I'm so sorry. My computer has frozen, but I've got you on my phone. So I'm going to work on that in the background and then switch to my computer when it comes back. Is that okay?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, we've got a long day. We'll have a couple of breaks where we can sort out little things.
Okay. Okay.
Hi, Gina. How's it going?
Who's that, Matt?
Yes.
Hi, Matt. It's going
Hello.
okay. Just a slight stress.
Oh, that's okay. So the currently is live streamed right now on the town website, and there's one resident waiting in the waiting room. So she's the first person. So whenever you guys, at least we have 3 members, then you can start. I'm not telling you right now, but just so you guys know, if somebody kinks out, as long as we have 3 members, you can proceed on,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, as long as you have a quorum, you can conduct grievance day.
And is that our first one that's in the waiting room, Jolie?
Yeah, yeah, there's a person in the waiting room that's only labeled Jolie. That's it.
Okay,
So
perfect.
I'm assuming that's Jolie Andler.
And Steve, do
Okay.
you guys have the oath?
I do have the oath. I'll read the oath and I'll tell them about the 10 minutes and an 8-minute warning and then a 30-second warning. And, you're pretty good at starting off asking questions. So if you want to take it over from there.
Who? Me?
Yeah, you're good at getting people to start talking. Hey, Linda.
Okay.
Hi, Linda.
And if you don't want to, that's fine. I'm sure they'll just talk,
Oh,
but
I have to. I can't get even my computer started, so let alone, I might be better with people than I am computers.
so I don't know if you want to number these grievances the same way I'm doing. I just started this one with a W1 for Wednesday 1. Just go down the
Oh,
list
that's good.
because I think we'll have 3 different days and it'll be easier if we keep everybody in different boxes.
Yeah, this is.
Steve.
And Donna said there were some cancellations that she received this morning, so we may get a few extra breaks in the day.
That'd be good.
And then there's a bunch which we have no grievance form for. So we need to decide what we want to do with those people. Whether we want to let them come back or send it in or deny it.
I have another person in the waiting room and it's just a phone number. Who might that be? Does anybody? It's 845-264-9500.
That sounds like a business phone, but
That's Jolie.
No, I've got a person in the waiting room called Jolie also.
Yeah,
oh, that is their phone number though. So maybe it's her husband or something.
Okay. So I'll consider those together. They might be confused. It's not even 9 o'clock yet and their appointment was for 9. So that person, Jolie, joined the meeting at 8:30 sharp. And I left them in the waiting room because I assumed that was our first appointment.
Should be correct. Jolie should be the first appointment.
Okay, now I see another person in the waiting room called iPad.
Oh, those iPads.
I don't know who they are.
Is there a way to put people back in the waiting room if it's not who's next?
Yeah, I can pull them in so that we can talk to them. The only thing I'm concerned about is the iPad could be Lisa Rosenthal or
Oh,
Can you talk to them in the waiting room? You have to admit them here.
no, they're the only way we can talk to them is if I let them in the meeting. Should I go ahead and?
Yeah, let's let iPad in. Hi, Lisa.
Yep, that was right. Good guess.
Yeah, we're gonna call you iPad today, Lisa.
Say that again? Aha, I can see you guys now. John, Steve, me, Linda, Gina.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey. Is anybody? No, that's 5, right?
No, we're at 4. We're missing, no, yeah, we got everybody.
Yeah, and I guess, oh, there are Matt and Donna and Fred.
Hello.
Okay, so the
It's
whole
9 o'clock,
BAR
so whenever you
is
guys
here.
want to start.
9 a.m.
That's it.
Want me to admit the first person?
Sure.
I'm gonna admit the phone number and Jolie, and we'll see what we get. So I've admitted both of them, and we'll see in a moment.
Jolie, you're muted. There you go.
okay.
So we're ready to get started. Is that phone number yours as well, Jolie, or no?
I was concerned that I couldn't get the video to work, so I just hung up the phone. That was me, but now I'm just here. Belt and
Sorry for the
suspenders.
added,
Okay.
I apologize for the added stress.
It's okay. I should be good at this by now, but I'm just not.
So before we get started, I have a quick oath for you to read, and then we'll get going. This appointment will last about 10 minutes. I'll give you an 8-minute warning and then a 30-second warning as we get closer to that. You solemnly affirm that the information you're about to give will be given accurately and truthfully to the best of your ability to do so.
I do.
Okay. Let's get started.
Okay, Jolie, why don't you just share with us your basic thoughts on presenting evidence about your appraisal?
Okay. So this house is a 100-year-old house. I've owned it for 35 years. There are basically no land improvements, and the building is on a very small developable site on a 5-acre cliff, basically. Most of the site is very steep and not really buildable, and it's all rock. In fact, the house is up against, on the north side of the lot, up against a rock face that extends above the grade. And at the back of the house, just beyond the patio, there's a steep drop off. And on the south side of the lot, I think the house is actually non-conforming in the setback requirements, because when they divided these lots up to 5-acre parcels, there's another drop off just to the south of the house where the property line is to the south. And I think that the house is within the legal setback where I'd build here. I don't know how much of, I think I'd be in violation. I'd have to have a variance to build the house the way it is now. Not only is it a modest 2-bedroom, 1-bath house, but it basically is the 100-year-old house. I resurfaced the bathrooms and did some upgrades about 10 years ago, but it's a very modest 2-bedroom, 1-bath house. When I went in to talk to Tyler Tech, I didn't have time to get an appraisal, but I brought in a couple of valuations that showed in the mid 600s for the valuation. I think most notably there's another buildable site 3 times the size of my lot up the road that hasn't sold for under $900,000, and it has 2 building sites and site improvements, buried electric, a stone bridge. And the site isn't right on the road. It has a developable site that's a little more removed. My house is right on the road. So I think for all those reasons, it's not really a site that is worth $1 million. The house certainly anywhere else in Rhinebeck would not be worth even the $600,000 that it's been appraised at. I had an appraisal done last month. Well, now maybe it was April, which I submitted with a value of, let's see, well, you have it. I think it's 690 or 680, 668, something like that. Which I think is more in line with what is realistic given the site constraints and the limited square footage of the house. It's really 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, and a kitchen on one side of the stair and a dining room on the other. I think you probably have plans somewhere. So that's what I have.
Okay,
Nice location.
I appreciate
I'll
that.
give you that. Mhm.
I have one question I'm sure the group probably has as well. That adjoining property that is on the market for $899, do you know how long that's been on the market?
Quite a while, I think. There's another unbuilt lot south of the Griegs, just 2 lots down. There's another unbuilt site. But I don't think that one's ever been on the market.
Okay,
I think
thank
it's been
you,
on the market at
Julie.
least a year, the other one.
Well, you put some pictures of the land in this appraisal, but I can't get a sense of the steepness and the rock formation.
I can get that. I can get you a survey and some pictures after this. My mother is 92 and in California and went in the hospital, and so I've been in California. I came back so that I could participate here and get you any additional information. So before I return to take care of her again during this pandemic, I'll get you. You want to see the rock, the drop off, and the rocks to the north?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I'm sorry about your mom.
Oh, yes. She's much better now, but I can't get anybody in the house during the pandemic. So I'm gonna go back for, hopefully if I can go for 3 or 4 weeks, I can find some home health care for her. Because this is the nicest time to be in Rhinebeck.
It is. Gina, you're still muted.
Unmute. How's
Okay,
that?
there you go. That's good.
Other questions? I mean, I really have done nothing to improve the land because it's all rock. It's not like I could do a whole lot. I haven't really had the time and energy to plant much. I mean, there's no landscaping, there's no land improvements. I'm not sure.
It is riverfront, yes?
Yes, it is. Which is why it's not a $300,000 house. It's a $650,000 house. I mean, at some point, the premium applied for being on the river has to be what it's actually useful for, not a sort of prospective, what somebody might pay if they were going to come here and have to build I don't know what you'd have to do to get a septic perk test to work on this site, but I think that the speculative nature of this appraisal based on a premium somebody would pay for a riverfront lot, well, there are a couple others around, seems inflated to me.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Besides the pictures of the steep cliff and the rock face to the north, is there any other support materials you'd like me to get for you?
I don't think so. Anybody else want anything else?
Nope.
In terms of process, once I get you those things, what's the time frame in which I might be able to find out your decision?
I think the letters go out about mid-June.
Okay. Well, this was painless. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thanks for waiting so long.
Thank you. You
Thank you,
started
Julie.
us off in a very good way, Jolie. Thank you.
Well, I hope your day, I don't envy you, a whole day of people complaining at you. So thank you for your service, and
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I hope we can find a way for me to stay in my home. I mean, $27,000 taxes for a 2-bedroom house is just not, it's beyond what I can do. So hopefully, I thought my taxes were high before. All right. Well, good luck to everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Julie.
Tim.
Bye-bye.
I've got a person in the waiting room from area code 845-590-5065. Should I let them in?
That's the next person.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Hello.
Hi, this is Bill Strom.
Oh, hi, good morning.
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 Okay. So Bill, we have a little oath for you to start off with, and then we'll get started, okay?
Okay.
We're going to have about 10 minutes to do this. I'll give you an 8-minute warning if we're still going on at that point, and then a 30-second warning when the 10 minutes will be up. Okay.
Okay.
You solemnly affirm that the information you are about to give will be given accurately and truthfully to the best of your ability to do so.
Yes.
Okay, great. Let's get started. So tell us a little bit about your property and why you're here today.
The property is as it was when I bought it 8 years ago. And they came around last summer, I suppose, and converted, you know, an area within the house. You know, it's an enclosed area between the house and the garage. They, I guess, recategorized that as living space, despite the fact that it's a slab with an indoor-outdoor carpet on it. But somehow the assessment has jumped by over 28% on this, you know, since 2019, and I'm looking at, you know, an increase in taxes. You know, I know that you're only dealing with the assessment, not the taxes, but to say that they're not integrally connected is kind of pointless. Long-term resident, and I'm getting forced out of the town here by, you know, you're going to raise my taxes by almost $2,400 a year. And I just don't know where this came from. I looked at other places and, you know, one on Cove Road right across Route 9 from us that just got sold for $360 and it's assessed at $379. It's about the same square footage. It's got an extra bedroom, I think, less property, but the property doesn't mean anything to me. Most of my property is not usable. So yeah, I just don't understand how come it's so high.
I'm sorry, Bill, how many acres do you have? What's your acreage?
6.4, and most of it is part of that wooded area in the back. There's, boy, it looks like about 100 acres, and my neighbors own most of it.
Right, okay, thank you.
Okay.
Aside from the One Cove Road comparable, do you have information on any other comparable property that you would want to draw our attention to?
Unfortunately, the only things I can find are on Zillow and Realtor.com, and those are all over the map. They seem to be, for instance, Zillow lists my house at over 4,000 square feet, which it's not. So I don't trust the comparable data that I'm getting from these places, and I don't know how else to find it.
Mm-hmm.
Bill, is that house on Cove Road a similar style as yours, as well as square footage, or is it a different type of house?
Oh, it's a different, no, it's a two-story. It's a more modern style. Mine is a, they call it a ranch house, one-story.
Okay.
But I mean, when I moved in here, this was 2,100 roughly square feet, and it's now, you know, I haven't done a thing to it, but it's jumped to 24 something, and then the value of it's gone way up.
So when you say it's jumped to 24 something, are you saying that the assessment lists your square footage as 2,400 plus square feet?
Yes.
Okay.
2,454.
Mm-hmm.
And you're saying that's the space between the garage and the house that's carpeted, right?
Yes, it's a 3-season area, but I would never call that living space if I were trying to market the house to anybody.
What do you use it for?
It's storage, and my wife has a workbench out there.
Okay.
And it does open to the outside. It's very nice.
Well, we appreciate you coming. I don't know if there's anything else, unless you have anything else to add for us today.
I don't. I wish that, I wish that I were smarter about these things and knew what to tell you. All I can tell you is, to add, according to my bank, this, their estimate of my Hyde Park school taxes is next year it'll be over $10,000 just for school taxes. And then, with the, this year I think my town tax was $21.32, and if you'd raise that by 28%, just another old couple getting forced out of the state, I think.
Yeah.
What was your assessed value before, Bill?
The assessed value was $335,000. We bought it for $315 8 years ago, and when we bought it, the bank assessed it, had it assessed for $315,000.
Right. I see that.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions for Bill?
Is the
No.
space, I'm sorry. Is the space between the house and the garage heated?
I'm sorry, say that again, please.
Is that space between your house and your garage where you said it's a workshop, is that space heated?
We have an electric heater that we can turn on. It's not connected to the main house's heat or cooling.
Thanks.
So Bill, we're going to deliberate probably in a week or two. I think letters from the town will go out around mid-June. So you should get a decision by then.
Okay.
Oh,
I
I'm sorry.
appreciate
I'm sorry. Before we break off, what do you, I see what the assessed value is right now, but what do you think the appropriate assessed value should be for this property? Because I don't see that on your form.
It's on here.
No,
379.
I just picked the same assessed value as the one I saw on Cove Road. I think it was $379 or something.
Okay, I see. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I do appreciate you taking the time to listen to my grievance anyway.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Scott Hutchins, is he there or
Yes, he is. Ready?
no?
No.
Okay.
No, and can someone help me with, ordinarily when it's us, we kind of have this time to kind of give our opinion informally to
Yeah,
each other,
We should not do that.
but we should not do that. Is that
Not right
correct?
now. No.
Okay.
No.
No, because
So
it's
then
not
we
edited.
will sit through and go through each one at a time and do that.
Well, we might be able to do it if we have a break. We can just turn off the live streaming and have conversations, because we do need to figure out when we're deliberating and where. I would like to meet at town hall and spread out in different sections of because I think we'll get a lot more done than this way,
Right.
but we can, so think about that and we can discuss
Okay.
it tonight or something.
Great. Okay.
And also, just so you guys all know, those copies are all yours except for Steve's. So you can
Okay.
write all your notes right on them.
That's what I've been doing. Thank you for telling me. Thanks, Donna.
So we don't have any information on, from Scott. So I don't know what we want to do. We want to just tell him to come back with the form. Tell him he missed his chance. What do we want to do with people like this?
In the past, we've done that. If you can get back here by 5 o'clock, do we want to do that?
Well, we can't because we're booked. We don't have.
Well,
any-
we are
be
going
able
to
to
have
hear
some
it.
leeway.
We may
We're
not
gonna
be
have
able
some
to.
leeway.
We may not be able to hear him, but we could get his grievance form. Like we have plenty of forms where the people don't come in.
Right.
So he
Why
can give him
don't
a
we-
few minutes to talk now and then tell him to submit proof by
But-
5.
Well, we could do that, or we could say, get your stuff in and put yourself on the schedule for Saturday.
No,
No?
I'm not giving up my whole day Saturday. He has a time booked today. He can discuss what he wants to discuss today and provide proof by the end of the day. That would be my
Good.
vote.
Mine too.
Mine.
Okay. What's the address for this property? Anybody know?
I have nothing.
I just have the lot number.
Donna, do you know?
I do not know. He
Okay,
provided us nothing, so you got nothing.
okay.
Okay, let's let him in.
Okay. Hi, Scott. Can you hear us?
Yep, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, Scott.
Hi.
So we're going to get started. We have about 10 minutes to go through this. We don't have a grievance form for you, so we can hear what you have to say now, but you need to get us the grievance form by the end of the day today, so we can deliberate on it.
Where is the grievance form? I've been on the website. I've looked around. There was one notice that mentioned a grievance form.
The
I
form is
sent in, I emailed to the assessor's email address yesterday morning at before 8 a.m. a package of information that I wanted you people to review. I know it was received, but it was never opened.
We're still working through emails at this point. The form is RP 524, so you'd have to send it in by the end of day, which you can find online. It's a PDF called Grievance RP 524. I can forward the rest of the information if you have sent it, but at this point, we don't have the grievance application.
So Scott, that's okay. We can get that part later. We'll have your documentation. If you could just complete the form for us. But before we get started, I just want to read an oath to you that you can agree to, and then we can get started. Do you solemnly affirm the information you are about to give will be given accurately and truthfully to the best of your ability to do so?
Yes.
Because we have about 10 minutes, I will give you an 8-minute warning if we get close to that, and we'll go from there.
All right, and just to clear, I can go on the town's website because I'm on the assessor page right now, and that form is going to be someplace evident here that it's not at the moment.
I wouldn't waste your 10 minutes on dealing on the website right now.
I'm not,
use
but
this time to give us some data about your property. First, we don't even have the property address.
it's 29 Hiley Road.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so I did some review of a number of homes, both on my street in our neighborhood, houses that were for sale, other houses in other neighborhoods in the proximity to us. I believe that the appraisals that were done and the information that was provided to me back on the open book day is overstated. There's homes, the Kemp House, 132 Knollwood is coming in at only $257 a square foot. There's another house for sale, same acreage, same square footage. The Kemp is even larger than mine, coming in significantly lower in cost and square footage. I just think it's wrong. I mean, all of the houses that are for sale and they're listed in all this information that I emailed in are all selling well below what my home has been appraised for.
And
Assessed.
What's it assessed at?
Mine's assessed at $1,381,000.
And what do you think it should be, Scott?
I think I'm looking for about $250,000 below this. I said this back on the open book day. I believe that the house should come in around 1.1 million. I also submitted 2 appraisals that I have had done. They're a little old. One's from 2011, one's from 2013. The 2013 one is 1.1 million. They're in reverse. The 2013 actually went down from 1.1 in 2011 to 950 in 2013.
And what were the appraisals done for?
Bank purposes.
Thanks.
It was 950 in 2013.
Yes.
Okay.
And 1.1 in 2011.
Thank you, Scott.
Again, it's in the email, so I guess you've got it, and I'll find this application and I'll send a copy in with that as well.
Okay.
That would be great.
I have the appraisals, so I'll print those for your deliberations.
Okay.
Once he has the form.
Okay.
So like I said, so I've looked at our neighborhood. I've looked at the homes on Buttonwood. I've looked at homes in Peacock, which is the development at the top of the 9G just before the intersection on the right as you're coming up.
Yeah.
All right, I've looked at houses that have the same acreage as mine. Houses that are in the developments. My home happens to have 2 lots that were combined. I had one off Burger Road, and then the one on Hiley. The other one though was not really buildable.
Hey, Scott,
Mhm.
why do you think it went down in 2013 from 2011?
My only thought is that that was market driven.
Okay,
It came down to, I think, the ability to find comparables that had sold recently.
okay. Thank you, Scott.
But, you know, when I look at the number of homes that are for sale or have sold on Hiley Road, I mean, there's nothing that's selling at, you know, anywhere near 1.3. And John Moran's had a house that he's been trying to sell here for 3 years. He started at 1.5, he's down to 1.1, and I doubt he'll sell it for that.
Okay, if you can get us your stuff today, we'll review it. We appreciate you coming.
As soon as I can get this application, find this application, I'll fill it out. I'll make a copy of all of this and I'll personally hand deliver it over there. I assume we can do that.
There's a Dropbox.
Okay, it'll be in the Dropbox today. As soon as I find the application, I'll get it filled out. I'll make a copy of all of this and I'll bring it over.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate
Okay,
it.
thank you.
Scott,
Thank
Okay.
you very much.
Thank you, folks.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
You too.
thank you.
Nobody in the waiting room.
I wonder if this was one
Okay,
of the
so far,
cancels.
timing is going well, I think.
Yeah,
It is.
Yes.
it is. 10
Nobody's
minutes is a
really
long
fussing.
time. 10 minutes is really a long time, right? When you
It
get right
is.
to it.
Matt, isn't the next person the guy who emailed us late last night that he's in the hospital?
Oh, boy.
Yes, I have
Is
a
this
note on it.
Chair?
Oh, right.
Yeah, I have a note. He announced he is in hospital.
So what do we do?
We could just look at the data, I guess, if, you know,
Yeah,
Right.
or you can
Submitted.
try to
Right.
come Saturday. Let's see how it goes. He does have comps and pictures and stuff here.
so it's Beach Street.
I think it'd be helpful on these forms to know the difference
Where's
in the
the comp?
assessed values.
Where are the comps?
But maybe there's no comps, maybe there's just pictures.
Yeah, I saw pictures.
Yeah, I don't see comps, you're right.
It's appraised at 625 and he's asking for 515.
No, but it would be nice to know what the prior appraisal was before the reassessment. I think it's
Yes,
just, right, we don't have that information.
Mhm.
that is good information. Like when the one guy said his went up 24%, it's kind of good to know what before and after,
Yeah, I think,
you know.
But isn't it, we're not paying attention to the style of remodel or the inside of the house. It's only the assessment of the land and the outside of the house, right?
yes, but the inside of the house can dictate the value of the house. But, you know, since the assessors didn't go in the house, they'd have to provide that, which looks like this guy did. He did provide inside shots.
Mm-hmm.
Our determination, John, as far as what is difference between a fair condition home, a normal condition home, a good condition, and an excellent home. Renovations obviously make a major impact on value. So we go through permits and we, touch base with the residents to make sure that we make a determination from the exterior based on, if a home has been updated. Again, we don't always get inside homes. We don't even get on properties if we have denials. We go based on the information that we have available to us. And we did send property description reports to every single resident. So they definitely had the opportunity to tell us if we had a correct data or not, or if it was reflected correctly.
I've got 2 people in the waiting room.
Okay,
One of them is the 940 Martineck, and the other is a phone number, 914-475-1292.
That's the same person.
Okay.
All right, well, let's go ahead.
Want to get started?
I'm good.
We might as well.
Let them in, Steve.
Only a
Yes,
minute.
please.
So I let two people in, so let's see what. Hello? No audio on Martineck.
No, it's still connecting.
You said you let two people in? Who's the other person?
It's
Well, there was a-
just the phone number.
Oh, okay.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Yeah. So welcome.
Morning.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Morning.
So we're gonna have about 10 minutes to go through this with you. I'll give you an 8-minute warning if we're still going on at that time, and then a 30-second warning. I have an oath for us to get started with. So do you solemnly affirm that the information you're about to give will be given accurately and truthfully to the best of your ability to do so?
I do.
Okay, let's get started. Tell us why you're here and about your property.
Sure. Well, I provided this information previously. I hope everyone has a copy of it.
Yep.
I was assessed at, hold on one second. I got my dog barking. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Puppies. So my house assessed value last year was 333,900. This year it went to 547,200. I'm disputing that in the fact that I just had the house appraised for a home equity line of credit. The appraisal was done on November 18, 2019. It was I provided a copy of the appraisal. The estimated value of the appraisal came back at 365,000, which is far cry from 547. The appraisal based the comps on my appraisal are houses in Rhinebeck, 1 Cove Road, 301 Mill Road, and 14 Ackerhook Road. On top of that, when I spoke with, trying to remember who the gentleman was I spoke with, I have it. I think it was Matthew. I spoke with Matthew. He gave me the comps that were used to do my assessment. Two of the comps, specifically 21 Crossmoor Road and 32 Trenton Place. These houses were completely renovated in the last few years. They show, 4 Crowell Avenue and 32 Trinity Place. Now, an easy search on Zillow shows you that, the houses are completely renovated, full hardwood floors, new kitchens and baths, all new paint. They all have decks in the back. That are completely different than anything that I have at my house. I've been living in this house since 1973. The house was built in 1964. It's still got the original kitchen, still has the original bathrooms, still has, non-hardwood floors, carpeted floors pretty much throughout. They're none of the upgrades compared to the comps are present in my house. So for my house to all of a sudden be put on par or even higher than these comps, just it ignores the basic reality of the fact that my house is old and that no work's been done. And it's also ignoring the appraisal that was obviously done very within the last couple of months.
I have two questions. That appraisal that was done, that was for a home equity loan for you. So that was a bank determining what the house was worth to them for
That is
a home
correct.
equity loan.
On page 2 of your application, I think this must just be a misprint. It says that the purchase price of your property was 173, and it says date of purchase September of 2020. That couldn't be.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, but yeah, no. What that should have been 1997, September of 97. My apologies.
97. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, those were only 2 things that I had. Thank you so much, Ernesto.
You're welcome, Gina.
I don't have any questions.
Anything else that you want to tell us? I think we've got a lot here.
You know, the only thing, like I said, I think the only other thing I can tell you is that you know, I recently, you know, this is the second appraisal that I've had done on the house within the last 5 years. The first one pretty much appraised it the first one 5 years ago, and that was for a divorce settlement. So, you know, obviously there was an incentive there for the, you know, for the house to be appraised as high as possible. That one was right around $310,000. So, you know, this second appraisal 5 years later at 365 falls right in line with what, you know, the appraisal that I got done when my wife and I divorced, and we had to you know, split the proceeds of the house. So, you know, I do have a nice long track record of, you know, where the value of this house is, and not just for, you know, a bank appraisal, but for you know, for significant financial reasons. And so, you know, I asked you guys to reconsider what, you know, what you have here. I'm definitely much more in line with the 2019 assessment of 333. You know, the bank, you know, the last appraisals got me at 365. That falls right in line with what I have.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
We will do our deliberations, and you'll hear from the town around mid-June.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
All right.
All
Thank you. for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
your day. I'm sure you guys got
You too.
I got in early. Bye now.
Yeah, you can enjoy the rest of yours.
Steve,
Yes.
the letters have to be postmarked by July 1st.
Oh, okay, good.
That's good.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Didn't mean to rush you.
Mid-June is when I have to have them entered by.
That's where I got the date from.
Yep.
Got a few minutes. I think the next one's at 9:50.
Yes.
Nobody's in the waiting room.
Okay.
If you well, there's no one in the waiting room now, but if you open the participants sidebar in Zoom, you might be able to see who's in the waiting room. I've never been in a position to see the waiting room from your perspective. Yeah.
I see it.
Just so if you're curious as BAR members who's in the waiting room, I'm wondering whether you can see it.
Let me check. Is it under the meeting?
Go to the controls at the bottom and click the participant button.
Oh, got it.
And then the waiting room shows up above the participant list.
Right.
There's no one in there now. I can't.
Oh, mine doesn't show.
Well, mine doesn't either as the host because there's no one in there. But as soon as someone's in there.
Oh.
So when I say I've got someone in the waiting room in the next 5 or 10 minutes or so, then just take a glance and see if you see it.
Okay.
It would just help you as BAR members know who's waiting.
Right, got it.
I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. That's my only, because I can't test that. I could try joining the meeting. Nah, I'm not gonna.
Nah, don't do that.
No, I'm not gonna.
This word right there. Determined.
Hi, Jocko. Hi.
Oh, to make my teeth.
What's that noise? Is somebody typing or is that?
Oh, yeah. Hey, sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I just, it sounded a little bit like a beat or something. I thought maybe somebody's got some,
No.
dance music on or something.
What's everybody having for snacks?
Chocolate.
I have
Coffee.
Twizzlers, an apple, sesame sticks.
What are my choices?
When you send them over.
Fred, are the Zoom group chats, they're not public, right?
No, but be careful.
I was gonna say, if anyone has a question, wanted to shoot me a message on here, you can also probably contact us that way.
Yeah, just keep everything clean and assume it might be. There's a checkbox. I cannot check it now because once I start a meeting, I can't change those settings.
Got it. Okay.
If it's not being live fed on YouTube, the chat, definitely not. And I'll see in the recording. I'm pretty sure it's turned off. So if you send chat, but just be careful. No swear words or commentary on people or stuff like that.
Absolutely.
If someone has commentary on somebody that you think it's not for public consumption, you can call me on the phone or text my cell phone if you want.
Makes sense.
Do you have my cell phone number, Matt?
I believe I do. Yes, I do. I have it in-
914-456-5360.
Yes, I do have that.
And now people,
I'll be right back.
Lipstick all over my face. What's that noise?
microwave,
Oh, okay, good.
not mine, but
I thought it was my computer.
I'm
Scary.
guessing. It sounded like a microwave.
It was, I'm sorry.
It's all right. Yeah, I've got someone in the waiting room now. Can you see any waiting room or no?
No,
Yeah, okay.
it just says participants and search.
Yep. Okay. So you guys can't see that. So I've got 845-876-5657 in the waiting room.
Yeah, that's the next person, Nancy.
Yeah. Okay, dear.
Should we go ahead?
Everybody back?
Yep.
Yeah, let's get started.
So Steve, let them in.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Sorry,
Bless you.
Bless
thank you.
Is this Nancy Brownell?
Yes, it is.
Morning, Nancy.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, thank you. Steve, so you can't see us, is that correct, Nancy? You're just on the phone?
Yes, I'm just on the phone.
Okay, so Steve Jenkins is our chair, and he's going to read you some information first, and then we'll start with what you want to tell us.
Okay.
Let's start off with an oath. Do you solemnly affirm that the information you are about to give will be given accurately and truthfully to the best of your ability to do so?
Yes.
Okay, so we have about 10 minutes for this. If we're still going at 8 minutes, I'll give you an 8-minute warning, and then again at 30 seconds left to the 10 minutes.
Okay, so where do you want to start here?
Well, tell us about your form. Tell us about why you're here today.
Well, I think the assessment is too high. Like one of the properties that you paired me to was 15 Mill Street, which is a little out of my league. You know, they're appraised at 800,000 and whatnot, and they have a hell of a lot more than I do. Excuse my language. Did you get the pictures I sent?
Yes.
Okay. Those are similar houses with appraisals that are below mine.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and you also have a list of recent sales that were well below mine. I don't believe that this place could be sold because of asbestos siding. You know, that's a problem right there with the sale of a house. No insulation, just bricks in the walls.
Do you have a picture of your house, Nancy, here or no?
No, I don't have it there. That I didn't include. I didn't think of doing that.
Okay.
But like my house was built in 1800. These houses that you compared me to have, you know, good siding on them. They're updated. Mine isn't.
Okay, and Nancy, your feeling is that your evaluation should be around 500,000?
Yes, I think that would be a fair one.
Okay.
If you compare me, you know, compare the houses, the pictures that I sent you to my house.
Right.
It says multi-residence. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
About what?
Multi-residence, what does that mean on the form?
I have, besides myself, 2 single people living at the residence, one upstairs and one in the cottage I have.
So it's 2 apartments, living areas, and then a separate cottage as well?
Yeah, they should have that on the assessment form. When the guy came around, he had that on there.
So it's 3 different living units, separate living units?
No, one house with 2 families and then a small cottage I rent out. So 2 places.
So it's a 2-family house.
Uh-huh.
And a separate cottage that you rent out to someone else?
Correct.
Okay, so it's a 3-family unit?
Yes, I guess you could deem it that. I put multi, I think, residents down on the form.
Okay, yeah, with that, I'm just trying to get an image in my head. I appreciate that. Thanks for the clarification.
Do we know what the square footage is of the home and the cottage?
Pardon?
The square footage of the home and the cottage?
That's the way he wrote it up when when he did here, you know, because he came here and asked me if everything was correct. So I don't know what he sent you people. This is your assessor.
Yeah, I think he's just asking if you know the square footage.
Oh God, not right off. You mean the total square footage?
Yeah.
Yes. Or
Probably around, it's a guess, but probably around 1,800.
for the main house.
Probably the main house is probably 16.
Mm-hmm.
And the cottage is like a 12 by, 40. This is guess, you know.
Right, sure.
He should have the paperwork.
Okay, thank you, Nancy.
Okay.
Okay. I have nothing else.
Anybody else have anything else for Nancy?
No, that's about it. I can't think of anything else right offhand, but, you know, if you check the houses, pictures of the houses and the assessments that I sent you, you know, I should be lower. When you did your assessments, you did all the high houses.
I know it often seems that way.
So Nancy, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say we will deliberate in the next week or two, and letters will go out from the town in early July. So you'll find out the decision then.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Nancy.
Thanks, Nancy.
Thank you, Nancy.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
Can get you the square footage on the cottage. On the comp sheet, it should have, for the subject property that's attached, it would have this SFLA, which would calculate the first story and second stories. Cottage might be the 864, which is the attached garage square footage. It's just the way that
Okay, yeah, I see it now.
it would have
Okay.
populated on this form, but I can definitely get you all that stuff.
No,
I'm
that's
writing
fine.
notes on here of anything you need.
Okay,
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
can everyone just take a look at her final, our next person isn't here yet, right?
No, nobody in the waiting room.
Okay, so on her comp sheet, she's in the first row, that's their house, 17 Mulberry. And the 5 comps, there's a 1 family with apartment, 2 family, 1 family with apartment, 2 family, and 2 family. And she's actually a 2 family plus a cottage, correct?
Right.
Okay. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that that was correct.
I don't know if you're working off of computers, what I generally will try to do is have like Dutchess County parcel up. This way I can see, sometimes they're attached, sometimes they're not to the application. But I think it just helps me sometimes orient exactly what the property is.
Our next person's not here yet, is he?
No.
I wanted to ask one question about his form though, to make sure that I'm not misconstruing it. So he says the total assessed value is 653,100, but he's estimating the market value at 689. Is that correct?
I think he might have mistyped the assessed value, because on the third page, the assessed value exceeds full value of the property, and then the
834.
complainants, what they feel their full value is, those are generally the lines. The assessment should be the same on the front page. I think it was just a mistake that he filled
Oh,
out.
I see. Assessed value of property 834.3. And
Yes,
he
let me-
is, well, he says the assessment should be reduced to 695, but then he says that it should be reduced to full value of 690. So,
Excuse me, everybody. Just to let you know,
Yeah.
Frank Santamarina has called into the office and I'm putting him on speakerphone. So just let me know when you want him.
okay.
I'm good.
Assessment's 834.
A couple cents, I'm not sure. I mean, the sell trades quite a bit. I'm not sure about the buy. But it should get done. All right. Thanks, you too.
Okay, let's go ahead.
Nobody in the waiting room.
No, he's on my
No.
speakerphone.
Okay.
Everybody ready?
You're on speaker now, okay?
Okay.
You're welcome.
Hey, Frank, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Is this Matt?
No, this is Steve. We're part of the Board of Assessment review. So we're going to give you an oath to agree to, and then we're going to get started. We're going to have about 10 minutes to hear your case, and I'll give you a warning at 8 minutes if we're still going on at that time, and then again at 30 seconds left. So do you solemnly affirm that the information you are about to give will be given accurately and truthfully to the best of your ability to do so?
Absolutely. So help me God.
Okay, so let's get started. Tell us about your property and why you're here today.
15 Highly Road.
I don't hear anything anymore. Anybody else?
No.
Frank?
Frank,
I can hear you.
He can hear you guys.
you'll need to speak up or get closer maybe, or just really speak more loudly.
Well, I'm speaking right on my microphone. Can you hear me okay?
Right now we can.
Perfect. So, in grievance, because you're assessing my property over the actual value of that house, I did give you some supporting documentation. If I use the methodology that the assessor used, the square footage of my property is approximately $233 based on a current sale last month on our road of 875 houses. We also live right next to that atrocity known as Water Tower. Regrettably, the village came in and cut down 29 healthy trees. So now this tower is realized. That never should have been done, and the village is going to rectify this. The neighborhood isn't happy. Our property literally is worth somewhere near about $680,000. I've given you all this information to show that. One of the comps, the other thing that really confused me, used comparable sales that were 1, 2, almost 3 years old. And even when a bank does an appraisal, they can only go 6 months. So that, I mean, the other thing is that there was 4 properties that were all, and they were around 650,000 and less. But one was at 1.2 million, which was Brian Olson Farm. And this is not a comparable because it has a barn probably somewhere in the neighborhood of a 300, could be a $500,000 barn. has a beautiful gunite pool. I know my neighbors, Cons, they put their gunite pool, and it cost them almost $300,000. And they have a pool house. No doubt, a pool house is anywhere between $50,000 and $75,000. The size of the Olsons. I mean, I know the Olsons. I did all the security for Firehouse Productions, so I know the house. I've been on the property. I know Brian. I know his family. That definitely is not comparable. And I'd like that removed from the comps. And once that's removed by your own assessment alone, you'll notice that my house would come in less than the amount of money that we say it's worth. I received this CMA from, who is really my wife, Peggy, but she is no doubt one of the most recognized real estate agents in Dutchess County. Out of some 2,500 agents in Dutchess County, she falls within the top 20, and most of the agents who are within the top 20 own their own agencies. Peggy does not. A lot of people go to her because she knows the Rhinebeck market, and she pulls up a CMA. The link to that is all the houses that have sold recently that are comparables, and as you can see, those comparables come in at $9,000 on an average, not the $750,000, $60,000 that this assessor claims our house is worth. Again, the detriment to our home is that water tower. That water tower is real eyesore. By the way, the village was mandated in their original building plan to plant evergreen trees around the perimeter of that building, of that site, and that was never done. And yet, a certificate was given on a farm. That's another. I'm hoping that if the village does plant the trees, that it's obviously going to help our property value because we are adjacent to it. We are right next to it. Is there anything else that you would like to hear from me?
The comparables that you have provided to us, are any of them actual sales or are they all listings?
Oh, no. So CMA gives you a couple of listings on top. If you go down, it actually and yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
So the top was pending houses on the market. The next 10 or so homes after that, it shows you, it says pending sales. And it,
Right, but these haven't closed. These are, oh, I see, sold, Libera Court. I got you. Sorry. Thank you.
Those are closed.
Got it. Thank you.
That have been closed, that have gone through contract and have been closed.
November 19, April 20, May 20.
Frank, what year was your house built?
Well, it was built in 2003, and that's the other thing.
I'm sorry, what year?
2003.
2003, thank you.
Oh, 2001.
Oh, it's 2001.
2001, okay. Thank you.
Square footage.
Anybody have anything else? We're just at almost at 8 minutes.
I'm good.
No.
No.
Nope.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Frank. We will deliberate in the next couple of weeks and you'll find a decision from the town in July, beginning of July.
Perfect. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye now.
I have Sean idle in the waiting room.
Okay.
Elville idle.
EIDLE.
Yeah.
Everybody ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's
Okay,
load in.
letting him in. Hang on. Let's see. John, can you hear us? Looks like he didn't join computer audio.
Oh.
Is someone reaching out to him to see if he can do that?
I don't have his phone number.
It's on our sheet. Should I call him?
Sure, give him a call.
Okay.
He needs to join computer audio.
Okay. It's his machine. I'll leave him a message.
Should we put up a sign on the screen? Can he see us?
He could, it sometimes reads backwards, but you try it.
That would be fun. Try to write that backwards, Steve.
No, I can't.
Put a mirror up.
Box.
Show it in.
A tax grievance board. And you need to join computer audio so we can hear you. I think you're trying to join the meeting, but we have no volume. So join computer audio if you get this message. Maybe I'll try and drop you an email. Bye.
Does that work?
Yes.
Is it right?
Yes.
Yes. Pull it back just a tiny bit.
Yeah, keep going.
And move it to your left. There you go.
There he goes.
He left. He's going to probably try to rejoin the overall meeting.
Okay. Good. Well done, Steve.
I'll just have to keep erasing the name and, you know.
I suspect you will, actually.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, he's speaking, but I
It's still
can't.
on here.
He's speaking? How do you know that?
His
Lips
mouth
are
is
I
moving.
can see his lips move.
See him? I can't see him.
Can you hear us, Sean?
Give us the thumbs up if you can hear us. I guess not.
Shoot, I feel powerless.
Mm.
I'm just admiring Linda's
I'm
poor.
gonna chat him and see if he'll call the office.
Okay, that's good.
He's only got 5 minutes left on this thing anyway.
Make certain I am not on mute.
Oh,
Brett, is he on mute?
he's not on mute.
Mm-mm.
Well, his computer might be, his computer.
Oh.
Well, that worked, Fred.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good,
Yeah.
Fred.
Well done.
Or tell him to call the office. 876 4805. Here he is. Hi, Sean. It's Donna. You're on. They can all hear you on Zoom now, and they can see you too.
Okay.
Thank you, Donna.
Thank you, Donna.
Well done.
Thank you, Sean, for your perseverance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on this thing all day long, so I'm not sure what happened to your audio there.
Okay, Sean, so before we get started, I'm going to read an oath that you have to agree to. We have about 10 minutes for this today. I'll give you an 8-minute warning if we're still going on at that point, and then a 30-second warning when the time's up. Do you solemnly affirm that the information you're about to give will be given accurately and truthfully to the best of your ability to do so?
Yes.
Okay, so tell us a little about your property and why you're here today.
Am I on?
Yeah.
You've got the floor.
My dime. All right, I need 5 minutes here. I'm gonna take you through some backdrop. I have this in a written format if you should request it at the end of the meeting, okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. All right, so my name is Sean Idle, 25 Welding Lane in Rhinebeck is my personal residence. We have a circa 2004 colonial design of about 2,600 finished square feet, 21 acres of completely open land. On the same property is an agricultural building that consists of an interior horse stable and large riding arena, just a big open space. Our property is in an ag district, and we have formally recognized ag activities that are performed on property and in this building. Weldon Stable is a private commercial boarding and training facility as opposed to a public riding academy. We board and care for other people's horses, and the majority of our land is used for turnout pasture. We're located in a gateway to the Rhinebeck community on its eastern border, and in fact, we have a welcome to Rhinebeck sign across the street from our farm. So we take great care to make sure we present well and represent Rhinebeck well, and we do all of this work ourselves because we're not a large enough farm operation
to be able to afford to pay others to do this for us. In fact, the only reason we are even in business today is because we are a family-owned and operated business. We have just a few full and part-time employees. And being of limited means and knowing how expensive it would be to build and operate a safe and functional facility, back in '06, we decided to construct our stable and arena using a unique building technique. Now, the superstructure, as I'm going to refer to it, is a series of tubular trusses set on individual footings. This building does not sit on a foundation. The exterior walls are suspended or hang on the legs of the trusses. The roof is made of individual 12-foot wide fabric panels, and it sits on exposed earth. The exterior walls are designed not to touch the earth and are vented at the top, all of this leaving the building exposed to the elements. The roof is not and cannot be insulated. This is a building that was constructed in such a way that it can be disassembled and taken off site. But not only is the construction method temporary in nature, as I just described, but it has very limited capacity to be anything other than a specialized ag building. Now, I am pointing this out specifically because it cannot be compared to a commercial steel building that could lend itself to conversion to other permitted uses. It is what it is, but unfortunately, it is currently misunderstood and inappropriately valued by the town of Rhinebeck assessor. And this wasn't always the case. For 12 years running, we've had regular, healthy interactions with all Rhinebeck officials, but all of that shifted about 3 years ago relative to assessment. Our property and approximately 60 others in our particular overlay of the town of Rhinebeck, but in the Red Hook School District, was hit by a year-over-year tax increase. It was caused by the Rhinebeck assessor implementing an equalization rate for the township, but not working effectively with the Red Hook Central School District officials to ensure that there were no real estate tax anomalies that would affect property owners. Unbeknownst to most homeowners, a special higher school tax rate was used for this group of properties. The net effect of that was a 13% increase to our school taxes over the past 2 years. On the heels of that, we've now received an assessment letter that increases our new full market value by a total of 27% over just 2 years. Not only is this completely unjustified, but it will place a financial burden on our family and on a small business that cannot absorb these operating costs. Now, to put this in dollar figures, just a few years ago, our property was assessed in the mid 500s, adjusting slightly northward each year, as we all experienced. In 2017, I believe that's accurate, value for our depreciated barn was added to the tax roll. It was exempt for 10 years, comes on depreciated. And our assessment was adjusted up considerably to the mid 700s. Prior to the equalization rate that the Rhinebeck assessor implemented a couple of years ago, our new assessment, inclusive of the barn, was approximately $753,000. The impact of the equalization rate then elevated us 13% to $866,000. The latest revaluation with Tyler Technologies increases us to $1,007,000. Again, that's an increase of approximately 27% in 2 years. We are a high-profile property and have always had an open annual dialogue with the township. All of our plans are on file. There is no sound justification for this action and the hardship it's creating for our small farm. We responded immediately to the reassessment letter. We received and scheduled a meeting with Steve Becchio, forgive the pronunciation if that's wrong, of Tyler Technologies. We sat in the town hall and reviewed everything together, including the type of building that it is, how it is constructed, and he agreed that the valuation was too high. We talked about how our family property is worth more without the barn building than it is with it. There are just extremely limited buyers who would want to purchase a property like this with a building of that stature on it. He said he thought the best way to handle it would be to remove or significantly reduce the value of the barn for tax purposes, and that would be his recommendation. So when we received the updated letter from the town, the new value had hardly moved. So I called Matt Savia to share my experience with Steve and Tyler Tech and asked why our assessment was still exorbitantly high. And he simply responded that he wasn't there for that meeting and did not have that information. No further action would be taken. This is totally unacceptable, and I should not be here today trying to explain a breakdown in communication between Tyler Tech and our assessor. Now, Tyler Tech, the assessor, and now you all have real market info that I've submitted on behalf of my family. The best and most appropriate recent sale of a property very similar to our farm is 175 Lasher Road in Red Hook. The house is of similar age, size, has 10 more acres than we do, and has an equestrian building constructed with a similar technique and with similar amenities and supporting infrastructure. It sold 6 months ago for $550,000. Why? Because of the nature of the property, as well as the building size and type that accompanies the home. It took many years to sell, and the owner lost considerable money in the process. This supports nearly exactly why our property was valued as it was just a few years ago, and why this new full market value assigned to our property is exceedingly high and impressive. And I'd be happy to take you through the whole stack of properties submitted and explain how they each relate to value, but I don't know that we have the bandwidth to do that today. So I thank you for your time, for being part of the grievance process, and I'm hoping that together we can restore our full market assessment to the mid 700s where it rightfully belongs, and my family can avoid the need to pursue this any further. So thank you.
What was the property in Red Hook that you said that just sold on the comps?
It's in our paper.
Yeah, which one is it?
Lasher Road, 175
Lasher, thank
Lasher.
Ken Lasher,
Yeah, correct.
175 Lasher.
Does anybody have any questions for Scott? We have about a minute and a half left.
Sean, that was a very good presentation.
Thank you. Put a lot of thought into it, put a lot of energy into it, and as you can imagine, there's a touch of emotion behind it. We are in an area that touts the benefits of agriculture and the need to support these practices. We talk about in our master plans rural character, soils of statewide importance. We are a New York State viable ag operation in an ag district. We are a gateway property. We contribute significantly to the economy of Rhinebeck and surrounding areas. All the dotted line things that are attached to our business are an economic engine. So we say we want the rural character, we say we want the ag entities, but then something like this happens and we wonder why certain businesses either get pushed out or fold. And ag operations like an equestrian facility are second only to restaurants in failure because they are so hard to operate today. So we like what we do here in Rhinebeck, and we value our business and how we contribute to the community. So I'm hoping we can right the wrongs here and get us back on track. I'll submit anything you need me to submit in support of this meeting, including the dialogue I just expressed to you.
Thank you, Sean. So we're going to deliberate over the next couple of weeks, and the town will send out letters in early July.
Wonderful. Thank you all. Sorry for the
Welcome.
technology.
Thank you.
No worries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So the next one, we don't have anything on. Walters?
No grievance form.
Yeah, I've got Martha Gershon in the waiting room, and she's the 1030.
Yeah.
So let's
What
take
about
our
Jody
rate at 10:30.
What about Jody? Where'd she go? Jody Walters? Is that, oh, that's her, right?
Do we have Jody Walters in the waiting room?
No,
So we just don't have her.
we don't have, she's not trying to join this meeting.
What is the We Cover Structures thing that's in here? Is this, who does that belong to?
Oh, that's part of
Sean's.
funds.
That's what?
That's Sean's.
That's part of Sean's.
Wellwyn Farms.
It's the barn
Barn.
structure.
Okay.
So Jody's a no-show
So far.
and no
Well,
paper
we should probably give her
the whole time.
the 10 minutes. If she shows up, she can have whatever time is left.
Or we can just take the next person, Martha first, and see if she pops in late.
Well,
If-
technically,
if
Jody's
that's a,
supposed to be there within a minute or should have been there 10 minutes ago.
Right.
Yeah, well, she didn't submit a form anyway, so maybe she's changed her mind.
Yep. And then after Martha, you guys have a 10-minute break. Oh, look at
Oh, shoot.
calling my phone right now. What do you want me to do?
Take it.
put her in.
Put her in.
Assessor's office.
Hi, this is Jody Walters trying to reach the meeting.
Okay, they can hear you. Go ahead and speak.
Hi, hello?
Hello.
So we are gonna get started, I guess. I have a quick oath for you to agree to. Do you solemnly affirm that the information you're about to give will be given accurately and truthfully to the best of your ability to do so?
Oath for you to agree to. Do you solemnly affirm that the information you're about to
That's
give
weird.
accurately and truthfully to the best of your ability to do so? Yes.
There's a big echo. So we don't have a grievance form from you today. Did you submit one to the assessor's office?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so Donna, can we see if we can grab that before the end of the day?
Submit it.
When I was given the information to, when I received the letter of the finalist notification, and then it asked if I wanted to file for the May 27th grievance day, that I fill out the application and submit it, in which I did.
Okay.
And then I booked the appointment for 10 o'clock for today.
We will have to look for it.
How is it submitted? Email or sent in?
I believe it was sent in. It was mailed in.
Okay, because we did not receive it.
Um,
You have to the end of business today to either email it or drop it off to town hall.
okay. All right.
What's the address of the property?
It's 328 Route 308.
And what is the assessed value?
Currently, they have me down at 406,300.
And what are you proposing for the appropriate value?
Well, the house was built in 2007, and it had an assessed value of 220,200 until this report came through and increased it by a net change of 186,100. And in looking at surrounding properties and homes that have sold with same square footage and ranch style homes within the area, don't even come close to that amount. It is a 1,730 square foot single story ranch on a foundation with 1.08 acres. And a lot of the homes that have sold within the 6 months and or are for sale, the assessed values don't even come close to 406. And there's one comparable, 946 Route 308, which is a 3 beds, 2 baths, 1,645 square feet, has a tax assessed value of $301,100 and sold for $300,000. Today, we all know that it's a seller's market, and average homes in Rhinebeck are selling for about 13% above the assessed value. I'm currently assessed at I went from 220,000 assessed value to 406,000 assessed value for a modular. There's no way that somebody's going to pay over $235 a square foot for a modular. And I'm kind of shocked as to where that calculation comes from. Hello?
Yes,
Have you,
We're all listening.
sorry, it's, we'll await your information that you submitted if it comes. Donna, what do we do if it does not arrive?
I suggest that he fills out one today. He can go on the Town of Rhinebeck website assessors page and print it out. He can come over to Town Hall. We can hand him one out the door, and he should fill it out and get it back here by 9 p.m. this evening.
Okay.
And Jody, does that form, you're going to have those comps that you referenced as well, right? On that form?
On the form, I'm going to have comps.
Well, the ones that you talked about, the ones that you think your house is comparable to, you're going to have those addresses and sales on that form, right?
All written down. There's a total of 6 previously sold houses within 6 months in the local surrounding area that are relevant to this size of the house, except most of them are larger square footage. So I'm just a little curious on how it's calculated. Is it per square foot? The average assessment value of the home?
I think they use a multiple amount. That's a better question for Donna and for the actual assessor. I'm sure that they can give you a more complete response than we could.
Assessments are based on the sale of comparable homes.
Okay. Yeah. All right, so I'll stop by and I'll pick up that form and fill it out and have it back to you before the end of the day.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jody.
Thank you very much.
Martha Gershon.
Should I let her into the meeting?
Sure.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Good morning, Martha. Can you hear us?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. So I'm going to start off with a quick oath. We have about 10 minutes for this meeting. If we're still talking or at 8 minutes, I'll give you an 8-minute warning. And then again, with 30 seconds left, if we're still going.
I actually can't see Donovan Boris or the assessor on my screen, but
They're there.
They're there.
I mean, I see their names, but no, let's see.
Well, they're not part of the actual committee, so they're just there in case we have some questions for
Oh, I
them while
see.
we're talking.
Okay, fine.
So you just solemnly affirm that the information you are about to give will be given accurately and truthfully to the best of your ability to do so.
Yes, I do.
So get started. Tell us about your property and why you're here today.
Do you want me to recap the complaint that I filed? Is that what you?
Yeah, walk us through the form.
Okay. Summarizing the form and the addendum, I felt that the comps that the consultant selected were not really comparable to my property in condition. Well, the Crowell Avenue is just a totally different kind of location since it's adjacent to Silver Lake, Crystal Lake. So I think that's really irrelevant. The other two are in better condition, have 3 bedrooms, more, a full bedroom, attached garage, etc. And they, looking at the outside, which is all I can do, are in much better condition than my if even what I said was that even if you accepted one of those, 16 Manor Road, as most comparable, its assessment to square foot ratio is much, would still lower my property. And I do feel that 3 bedrooms versus 2 bedrooms is a major difference in properties, and a full basement as well. We only have 2 bedrooms and no basement. And then I offered a better comparable of 18 Manor Road. And I also feel that my property is in need of upgrade. The roof is really in bad shape, and the siding also is, I think maybe the original siding, very in bad shape. The driveway is very steep, and people always have difficult navigating it. It's because it's a very tight turn, so that's a turnoff in a market. And right across the street is an extremely large 2-family house with many cars parked and trucks parked in the driveway. And I think this also depresses the market value. So those are my main points, as well as to being near the fairgrounds. The fair is a wonderful thing, but if you live right nearby, you have noise, you have traffic issues, and that some people are not in favor, don't really want to live adjacent to that either. So all these things I feel depress the value. I think that 375.6 is way out of line. You all have a question?
And Martha, I'm sorry, it's Gina Fox speaking. And your estimate of market value was 328.5.
Yes.
Okay.
That was my attempt to use the differences and come up with a number that was more appropriate.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Martha.
Martha, do you know what you were assessed at before the reassessment took place?
I think it was something like 260, 262, something like that. I believe I'd have to look that up, but I think that's right. I may be wrong about that, but.
That would have been lower than your purchase price. Is that correct?
Yes.
Remember that was the case?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
No other questions? That's it? So what are the next steps here?
Next step is we will deliberate over the next couple of weeks, and you will hear from the town in early July on the decision.
I see. Okay. I really do want to stress that our property is much, the differences in the bedrooms and amenities and the driveway, everything that I said on the form. I looked at it really carefully, and I tried to be objective as much as one can in assessing what the upsides and what the downsides were. And I'm sure you'll give it your serious consideration.
And you have 2 bedrooms?
Yes. Yes. 2
And
bedrooms.
what's the state of your basement?
No basement.
Cleanliness factor, because I don't want to show my basement, but is it a usable basement? Do you have a basement?
I have no basement. The house is on grade.
Okay, on grade and 2 bedrooms. Okay, thank you, Martha.
Correct.
Thanks very much.
Okay,
Have a great day. Yep. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have about a 7-minute break before Susan.
I'm gonna stand up. I think we're doing a really good job zipping through this.
I know, it's been
And
good.
nobody has complained about time,
No, we've been good.
which is good.
Keeping everything in line.
Yep.
Yeah.
Guys are doing good.
Yep.
See how punchy we get late in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Forget late in the afternoon. Wait till 8 o'clock tonight.
Oh, man.
I do really miss having a minute or two of just private commentary.
Yeah, me too.
That's a huge part of our deliberation.
Yeah, especially when it's so fresh in your mind, right?
Yes, exactly. Because even now, going back to the second or third one, it's like, oh. So
Well, we should be able to re-listen to the recording as well, though, if it's being recorded. So if we have questions, we could probably zip in and hear it again. I'm gonna go just grab some water. I will be back.
I'm gonna go too. Lisa?
Yes,
Don, do you have, Lisa, what's your phone number?
917-620-4572. That's my cell.
Got it.
I have it right here.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I didn't know if you were sending me that or if you were sending it to Sean or Dell.
Matt, can you hear me? Matt, can you hear me?
It looks like B vitamins. Oh, I'm taking morning meds. Thank you.
Matt, are you there? Donna, are you there?
Sorry, got caught in the hallway. Yes.
That's okay. On this one, I don't see what
I'm here. I was on the other side of
the assessed value was. I just see what the complainant is looking for.
That is for 38 Russell.
Yes.
Let me look.
Susan is here.
Is 737,400.
Is her assessment?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
Sure.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Let's go. Didn't seem like a very long break, did it?
No. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
We can
So-
hear you, but we can't see you.
I can
I
see her.
I see her.
I see
Yeah,
her.
we see you.
How does that happen, Fred?
Use gallery view or speaker view. If there's no voice or no audio coming from the person, they will not pop into speaker view. So
Oh, got it. Hi, Susan. Okay, I'm good now. Thank
All
you.
right.
I'm sorry.
So we're gonna get started with an oath. After that, we'll have about 10 minutes to go through your grievance. We'll give you an 8-minute warning if we're still talking at that point, and then again, a 30-second till the end warning. Okay, so do you solemnly affirm that the information you are about to be given accurately and truthfully to the best of your ability to do so?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get started. Let's go through your grievance. Tell us a little about your property and while you're here.
Well, I bought this house in 2017, I think closed in August. And unfortunately, I lost the assessment that I received. But I did notice, so I might not be accurate with the numbers, but I think my taxes were $6,000 for the past 3 years and now are being raised to $12,000. So that's double. So that's why I went and looked at other houses. And so this property is on less than 2 acres. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath house. And so I looked around at what was similar. And what I found were houses that were much larger that were selling for less. And one that was maybe exactly like mine, 10 Ann Drive, which was 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, and 2,000 square feet, and on 1.47 acres, and that sold for $410. And I paid $802 for my house. So I think that obviously I bought at a peak moment, and I don't think that's the value of my house currently. There was another house on 33 Peacock Road. I hope you guys got the listings that I put in the, okay.
Yes, we did.
So this one on 33 Peacock, I went to look at it and I couldn't see it from the street. So it has a lot of privacy. And that's listed with 4 bedrooms and 3 baths, and there's 3,000 square feet on 1.49 acres. And that also sold like for 600 or something. So it's hard for me to know, you know, the house that like is exactly like mine, you know, sold for 410. And there's this other one that had another, is much larger and sold for 610.
What's the age of your house, Susan?
It's a Victorian. I don't know how old it is, 1920 or whatever those. It's kind of a classic Victorian.
Oh, is it the one that's up the sloping lawn?
Yeah, it's up, it's on Russell, which is a dead end, but it's as you turn onto Russell, it's, yeah.
Yes, I got it. Yep.
And the property in front of me is actually always wet. I can't even get, like I have someone to mow and they can't mow that area and it's going to turn into trees. I don't know what's going to happen. So it's really unusable land, much of it, you know.
Okay, thank you, Susan. I'm good.
I have nothing.
Okay.
Okay,
Anything
thank
else you
you.
want to tell us, Susan, before we go?
No, I think that's it. If you saw the spread of listings I sent, that's kind of what I'm trying to figure
Yeah,
out.
we have your grievance with all that information. So we're going to go through this in the next couple weeks and give a determination, and then the town will send out a letter in early July.
Okay, and that will come to, you know, sadly, our postmaster died. I don't know if you know.
Yeah.
Has somebody come in to work that post office? Because I don't get my mail to my house. It goes to the PO box.
I'm sure that they have someone covering, and my brother's a postmaster, and I'm sure that they'll have someone come in.
And can you email it to me as well as just a...
Donna,
Can we do that? I mean, it's almost a month and a half away. I would assume they'll have something sorted by then. But if you don't get it by, you know, say the 10th or 11th of July, then reach out to Donna in the assessor's office.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I was on the phone with a taxpayer. What did you ask me for? This is Donna.
email of the letter.
Usually we mail it. If she needs it emailed, I can put a note and try to do it.
Thank you.
Do you want me to write it on the form, Donna?
Yes, please, Steve. That would be wonderful.
Do we have your email, Susan, on here? Or-
Yes.
Yes, I
Donna
see it.
does, yes.
Yeah.
Great, thank you, Susan.
Okay, thank you.
Next one's a thick pack, isn't it?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm just going to take this quick.
I've got Jim and Sarah both in the waiting room. Jim is next.
Okay.
Just one moment.
I'm ready. Everybody else ready?
Okay. Yes, ready now.
Okay, letting Jim in.
Jim, you want to just unmute yourself there?
How's that?
That's perfect, great. So we have about 10 minutes for this today. I'll read you an oath and then we'll get started. If we're still talking at the 8-minute mark, I'll give you an 8-minute warning and then again at 30 seconds to the end.
Okay, sure.
You solemnly affirm that the information you're about to give will be given accurately and truthfully to the best of your ability to do so.
Yes.
Okay, great. So let's get started. Let's tell a little about the properties and why you're here.
My property is located at 24 Livingston Street. I purchased a house back in 1986. Have made some improvements, but nothing for the last 20 plus years. Updated the kitchen, updated the bathroom, put a back porch on last year. Painted interior, painted exterior, but that's it. So what I did was, I was not real happy with the evaluation that Tyler put on. I felt the number of 434.9 was a little excessive. And so I did some comps myself. I hired an appraiser and I presented to you an appraisal on the property. So I'm looking to have that appraisal number be set as the new assessment. What's also was somewhat shocking, I need to back up and say, I've sat in front of Tyler back on March 3rd. And if you look on my spreadsheet, 40 South Parsonage and 12 Street, which I think actually 40 South Parsonage is an excellent comp for my house. It's virtually my house identically. I did not, they did not really say much of anything. So I wanted to try to understand why they didn't do that. But that said, they were used by the assessor, my appraiser. And so that's my point. Any questions?
And you have 2 bedrooms, right, Jim?
Yes.
And full basement or no?
No, basement is only underneath the main part of the house. What is the section underneath the kitchen is a crawl space.
Okay, I don't have anything.
Jim, when did you upgrade your kitchen and bath?
I'd have to pull out the dates, but I'd say at least 20 years ago, might be 25. I've been here.
So when you got it?
No, I lived here for a few years. I bought this in 86, so I probably didn't do anything until maybe 4 or 5 years. So what's 20 plus years?
Oh, geez, I forget how old we are. That's right.
Yeah.
It's
Thank you very much, Chief. I've been here a long time, and then
all of us.
I haven't done it. The most recent thing I did was I did the back porch last year.
Right.
And I painted the house 2 years ago, and I did the roof 4 years ago.
Okay. Thank you, Jim.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have nothing
I
further.
think we're good. So Jim, the process is in the next couple of weeks, we'll get together and review your form. The town will get a letter out to you in early July with the decision.
Okay, so at this point, there's nothing to really discuss other than the letter's gonna say, yes, we agree with your numbers, or no, we don't, and here's
Or a
the.
compromise, right? It's not a goalpost. There's a whole thing in the middle, right?
Right. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna overthink it. I'll just deal with it if, when the letter comes, but I'm good. That's
Okay.
anything else you guys need?
No, I think you provided us with a lot.
Thank
Lots
you,
to go
Jeff.
through.
Well, I'm pretty thorough. Those of you who know me, know me. Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Good day.
Thanks, Jim.
Okay?
Thanks,
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So this is 11.
Didn't we see 5 Crosmere Drive last year? Anybody remember?
It kind of sounds familiar. I wasn't sure why it sounded familiar, but I don't remember anything exact about it. It sounds like there was a lot of divisions and stuff.
Fred, is Sarah there yet on the,
Yes.
Yes.
are we ready?
Yes.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Sarah, just on, there you go. Can you hear us?
Yes,
Okay.
Hello.
I should turn this up a little bit.
We can hear you.
Oops. You can hear me?
We can hear you.
No,
So
now I
we're gonna
can't
get
hear you.
You can hear us? Sarah, do you hear us? Sarah?
I'm not getting any sound. I'm unmuted.
She's unmuted. She might have her volume turned down.
Yeah, should I try and call her? I'll try and call her.
We could put up another sign.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah,
Fred,
that's
put up a sign telling her to call the office. I'll pick it up.
Fred, can you communicate that to her?
What am I saying?
Turn your
I'm
sound.
calling her right now. She's answering the phone.
Check her volume on her speakers on her.
Are you
laptop
calling
first.
me?
Sarah,
Yes.
that's us.
Somebody
Yes.
nod. Hello?
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
It's calling.
Hi,
Hi.
so we could just do it this way.
We could do it this way, but if you can check your mute button on your
It's-
computer keypad,
Yeah, it's not muted.
your volume, push the volume with the arrow with the bullhorn speaker thing. Do you see that button?
I do.
Does that change on your computer at
There,
all?
now can you hear me?
We can hear you.
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
No.
Can't hear us.
No. Hold on a second. Let me get my technical assistance.
We're so loud, Gina, coming through your phone. I mean, it's
Yeah.
We
When I
could just
say,
put her
when
on the
I say
phone.
I'm going for my technical assistant, I'm really like collaring my son. So.
That's what she's doing, her grandkids, I bet.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, now Sarah, actually, we might be able to hear you if you just want to stay on my
Just do
phone.
it this way. Yeah, and here she comes. If all else fails, I can just talk through the phone. I can't hear them. They can hear me.
How's that better? Can you hear us now? Can you hear us now? Oh, she's
That's a
brilliant.
yes.
Apparently so.
It's really simple. Now,
Okay.
Thank you.
okay. I'll hang up here. Okay.
Okay, Sarah, so we have 10 minutes or so to go through your grievance. I'm going to read an oath for you to agree to, and then we'll get started.
Okay.
You solemnly affirm that the information you're about to give will be given accurately and truthfully with the best of your ability to do so.
I do.
Okay, let's get started.
Well, thanks. Shall I talk for a minute?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to thank you first for hearing my appeal. I mean, basically, my assessment has just gone way up. It's gone up 75%. The land value has tripled from what it was before. I did provide an appraisal that was done for refi purposes that was done at, I think at the end of 2018, that showed a value of around 620 to 640, 620 to 640,000. I understood, I think from meeting with you, Steve, at earlier on, or I'm
That
sorry.
was been Matt.
Okay, sorry, I apologize. That this may be based mainly on the land, the fact that I have 4.6 acres. So I looked for other land values in Rhinebeck around the same size as my house, and I only found two. Their land values were much lower than mine. And I provided you a little table of that information, but I can read that off. There's one at 34 Wine Coop, which is a great big kind of McMansion type of house that is 5.3 acres, and that land value is $225,000. The total house value is 1.1 million. And then there is I think it's the historic farm on 161 East Market. That is 4.9 acres, and that land value is 218,000. So I just feel that my property is overassessed.
Sarah, can I ask you, you said that the land has tripled from before. Do you mean tripled from before your last assessment or tripled from when you bought it?
No, from the last assessment.
Okay.
From the last assessment.
Thank you.
Did you understand the history of my property, that I bought it in 99 and then I subdivided it in 2005 and built my current house?
Yeah, I was kind of wanting you to explain that a little bit. So you purchased in 1995?
At end of 1999.
And how many acres was that?
That was the full parcel was 7 point something acres.
Okay.
And I lived at my first house was what is currently 3 Crossmore Drive.
Okay.
And then I subdivided in 2005 and built this house and just kept the property that I owned from 2000 to 2005 was 5 Crossmore. But I kept the address of 5 Crossmore just to make things easier for me, even though it was the separate house. And so I subdivided the parcel into 2 lots. My current one is the 4.6 acre, and the 3 Crossmore Drive is the 2 point something residual.
Okay.
And that house, 3 Point Crossmore, just sold for a very high value. But I really believe that you have to look at that as an anomaly. The house was on the market for over a year. It has spectacular landscaping, and it's a bigger house than mine now because they've done improvements in the garage and in the basement. So I think, I mean, the values of houses that are comparable to mine sell in the 600s to the best of my knowledge.
That clarified a lot for me, Sarah. Thank you.
Good. Yeah, so this is a 2,300 square foot house. The property can't be subdivided. I got a variance to build in 2005. I required a variance to subdivide.
Okay, anybody have any questions?
No.
Okay, Sarah, thank you very much for your time and explanation today. We're going to deliberate over the next couple of weeks, and a letter will go out from the town in early July with the decision.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarah. Now you can go listen to music on your computer now. Bye.
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 I've got one person in the waiting room. It's just a phone number.
Can you just give me
Yep.
2 minutes to run out? I'll be right back.
Phone number is 297-3055.
That's not what's on the form, so. Unless it's the next person.
No.
No.
This Kendon Lane seems to be all over our meeting this morning. Where is that? How do I not know where that is?
I don't know where it is.
Duffel Hook Road. If you go like you're going to IXL,
Yeah.
Middle Road, turn right, and turn left onto Hook. Sorry, you're on Hook. It's right up a Hook, close to Middle Road.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Are there new houses there? Are there some old ones tucked back there? What's the?
Those are newer houses, I believe, on 10 Dock.
Yeah, they're approximately the year 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And what was that phone number again, Fred?
297-3055.
Okay, because that's not the number they signed up with either.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm ready if you guys are.
I'm ready.
Yeah, let's see what this is.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, it's Christopher Capo.
Hi.
Hi.
We didn't recognize
Hi.
the phone number, so I'm glad you identified yourself.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what, maybe it came through as a 297 number.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So it's my home number, you know, with the beauty of voice over IP, you can drag your phone number along with you wherever you move. So anyway, I know we're on a very tight schedule. So before I get into my points that I wanted to cover with you folks, had you seen the documentation that I provided, and did you have an opportunity to take a look at it? And before I go into that, are there any questions that you have that I could clarify based on that input?
Well, let's back up a second. We're going to read an oath that you need to agree to. And as you said, we are on a limited time, so we have about 10 minutes to do this. I'll give you an 8-minute warning if we're still talking at that point.
Okay.
Do you solemnly affirm that the information you're about to give will be given accurately and truthfully to the best of your ability to do so?
I do.
So we do have the document that everything you attached to the grievance form, but why don't you walk us through it?
Okay. So my fundamental concern about the assessment at 503,900 is that it seems to be quite a bit disconnected from a very recent sale price for this home in October of 2018. And I'm sure you guys know this, but you know, New York State case law has dozens of precedents where the courts have ruled that a recent sales price of real property is the best indicator of fair market value, as long as there's no other contract stipulations that would have affected the sale price. And I did provide a copy of the sales contract so you guys could see it. This was an arm's length sale. This house was on the market for about 5 months, so it wasn't a quick sale by any means. And you know, the market dynamics at the time indicated that the 463 price was agreeable and a fair price for both parties with no other stipulations. So that's my primary concern, is that, you know, 8 months later, after 463,000, we have this acceleration in market value to the tune of about 1.1% per month. That gets us to the 503,900. So that's the first point. And the house itself should be a very high compare, you know, for its own value. The second point is my neighbor at 5 Kennan Lane, which if you look at these two houses, they're almost identical in terms of market value, right? They're on slightly less acreage. It's better acreage. It's got more road frontage. It's more usable. They've got an additional full bathroom, which adds a significant amount of value. And it's a larger house. The finished square footage is more than our house, right? The fit and finish is almost identical: vinyl siding, architectural roofing, you know, so on and so forth. So that house 1 year earlier sold for $455,000. You guys have them assessed at $477,800, which is much more in line with what we expect, you know, the market increase over that period of time. So 20 months from the sale date of that home to the newly appraised market value for the assessment is 0.25% per month increase. So, you know, it doesn't seem equivalent to me, right? I've got this very recent sale at 463. I end up on an annualized basis about 13% higher on my assessment. The neighbor, which is a very strong compare in terms of the house, is set at a much less market increase for that time period. So if you do the math the same way, assuming my neighbor's was done correctly, if you apply the same math to my house, you end up at 472 after 8 months of market appreciation. So I'll stop there, but that's my overriding point. Recent sales price of my home, very strong compared to the neighbors, and different treatment between these two houses.
Assessor's office, can I help you?
I have one question, Mr. Capo.
Hello.
Is it Capo?
Yeah, Capo.
Mr. Capo, that comparison that you feel the most strongly about, that's at number 5, does your property have nearly 2.5 acres more than that one?
Yeah, yes, it does. It's got 2.4 more acres. But if you look, and I attached a copy of the map.
Yeah.
Look at the comparison of the two lots, right? So my lot was, you know, this is the Pitcher family property that they divided up into 3 parcels. My lot was basically the leftover after they had built the first 2 homes. It's a very irregularly shaped lot, and where my house is situated, shoved up into that northmost point of the lot.
Uh-huh.
If I were to try to use any of my property to do anything, like to put a garage or anything like that up, I'm going to need a variance from the town because I'm now closer to the road than the house, and that's a variance item. Number 5, which is on the left side there, that 5 acres is a rectangular lot. It's got twice as much road frontage. And where that house is situated, you know, they can use their property out in the back without any variance at all. So in terms of market value of the 7.4 acres compared to the 5 acres, there should be no difference in market value. The 2 acres is immaterial based on the ability to use the land.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Anybody else have any questions?
No.
All right, Christopher, so the next step is that the committee will deliberate over the next couple of weeks and the town will send out a letter in early July with the decision.
Okay, so in this case, I will get a letter regardless of the decision, whether it's a yes or a no. I will get a letter.
Correct.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks very much.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Matt,
Yes.
did he come into open book by any chance?
You know what? I think he just sent his stuff yesterday
Okay.
because I did not get a chance to view his stuff. He could have been open book, but yeah, I just going through emails. I think I just got his email yesterday, which I'm just getting through now.
Okay.
Fred, is Mr. Trout on in?
I have a Howard
Yeah,
and
okay.
I have a iPad 8 in the waiting room. So you want me to let Howard in?
I don't know if everyone else is ready. I'm fine with it.
Yes, that's fine. for me.
Good.
That's fine with me.
I let the Howard person in.
There he is.
There he is.
Oh, how
He's muted.
You just want to unmute yourself there on the bottom left.
Hello, hello.
There you go.
Hey, how are you?
Okay.
So I'm going to read a quick oath for you to agree to after.
Wait,
that
wait,
we'll
wait.
have-
I gotta try to get my sound up here.
Okay.
Okay, try it now.
Okay, so we have an oath that you're going to agree to. After that, we'll have 10 minutes to go through your grievance. I'll give you an 8-minute warning if we're still talking at that point, and then again, 30 seconds left if we're still going on.
Okay.
Okay. Do you solemnly affirm that the information you are about to give will be given accurately and truthfully to the best of your ability to do so?
Yes.
Okay, great. So tell us a little bit about your property while you're here.
Okay, so my property is on Violet Place, as you know. It was reassessed from I think it was 294 to 429. And I went on Zillow to see what Zillow says, only because I was working with with Tyler on a few other things, and they said they go by Zillow a lot. So I see that Zillow has my house at 346. And my reasoning is I have a lot of houses around me that sold for in the 200,000s, which I gave you some examples of. Now, when I got my comps, I have my comps, which you probably have in front of you. I threw out kind of 3 of them because I don't know if you want to go down the list. The one right behind me is right behind me in the backyard, 64 Parsonage Street. And what I wrote down was they should have the same reasonings for lowering her assessment. I don't know if she is, but I'm not in charge. I have an example of a house right down the street from her that sold for, at 55 South Parsonage, it sold for $245,000 on February 12th, 2018. That's right almost across the street from her. And you have her at 441.
Howie, that sale was a little over 2 years ago, that South Parsonage,
Right,
55, okay.
right. And so anyway, that's my argument with her property. She also has a garage. I don't have a garage. So if you want to go to 5 Crowell Avenue, that's the next one on the comp. They have more square feet than me. They have more acreage, double the acreage, and they also have a garage. The next one is 11 Platt Avenue, which I kind of threw out because that's on the other side of the village. I don't see what it has to do with my house. That's on a street that some houses sold for $1 million a few years ago. Maybe you know that, Gina. Anyway, the one down the street from me, 22 Violet Place, that has almost 3 times the acreage, 0.68, mine's 0.22. They have more square feet, a little bit more. And they're also on a stream with a lake view. So those are my comps that I comparing. Now, the most important one, I think, is the house that next door to me sold, which you have probably on your 3rd sheet there. Sold last October 18th, 2019. It sold for $267,500. It has the same, a little bit less square feet than mine, 1926, but it's right next door. I think I got a picture of that too.
Yeah.
Now, the house across the street from me, 64 Violet Place. You have that also. Sold back in 2017 for $205,000. And you actually have it assessed at $207,000. I'm just going down my list here. The next one across the street from me, which is now vacant, 60 Violet Place, that's assessed at $265,000. And then the last house I have here is 57 Violet Place, which in 2017 sold for $220,000. So basically what I'm saying is I'm surrounded by houses that sold in the 200,000s, not too long ago, but the most important one is the one right next door to me, which sold last October for $267,500 with the same amount, almost the same amount of square feet. So I'm kind of agreeing what Zillow says my house it would be worth, $346,300. I think that's all I have to say.
Anybody have any questions?
No.
No, thank you.
Gina?
Good. Thank you, Howie.
Thank you, Howie.
You're welcome.
Before you hang up,
We'll
Howie.
We'll deliberate over the next couple of weeks, and you will get a letter from the town in early July with the decision.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hello, before you hang up, I just wanted to tell you, because you had said that Tyler mentioned they use Zillow. So yes, you use Zillow as far as pulling listings so that we could see the interior of homes and pull listings like we do, for every property, especially if we didn't return calls to us or letters, so that we could verify the interior information. And that's replacement is for us to get into homes. So I just wanted to let you know that.
This is Matt, right?
Yes, it is. Hi.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I
We did not
understand,
use any
and I'm just-
estimates from Zillow.
But I think I have more compelling evidence of recent sales, but I just went along with what Zillow says.
No, absolutely. I just wanted to make sure I let the board know that as well. We do not use Zillow as far as evaluation or anything. I just wanted to
No.
make that point.
I know, but when
I'm not
I worked
arguing
with-
anything. I'm not arguing. I just wanted to state
No,
that.
no, I understand. I'm just saying that when I was working with the assessor, I worked with, not the assessor, the man from Tyler, the man who was in your office for almost a year. I worked with him on a few other properties, and he had mentioned that, you know, Zillow's a good starting point. So, but again, like I said, I have a lot of evidence of houses, even right next door to me, that sold for less. And I agree, my house is probably worth more than the house next door, but not, you know, $170,000 more. So that's just my reasoning.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
You more to go before lunch? Is that the way it works?
I've got two people in the waiting room, iPad 8 and Teddy.
Oh, iPad 8 may be the next one then. I don't know who Teddy is. Teddy.
iPad 8 has been here longer.
I think that's short for Tiberio. Which is Jenna, which is Trem Saltzman's daughter. So that would be your one.
Okay.
Teddy,
Yes.
are you ready? Are you ready? Do you want me to let Teddy in?
Yes, please. So this one's saying it's assessed at the wrong designation. Is that, am I reading it correct? Hi.
Hello. How
Hi.
are you?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can
Okay.
you hear me?
Okay, great. So we're going to get started. We have about 10 minutes to go through your grievance. I'll give you a warning at 8 minutes if we're still discussing, and then again at 30 seconds. And we'll start off with an oath that you could agree to. You solemnly affirm that the information you are about to give will be given accurately and truthfully to the best of your ability to do so.
Yes.
Okay, let's get started. Walk us through your grievance letter.
Sure. So, I'm grieving, two different, properties. The first is a 7.2 acre parcel. Did you want the parcel number?
No, that's fine.
We have it.
Okay. So the first is, a 7.2 acre parcel, which, we are grieving both that it has been misclassified. It's part of our farm, our Christmas tree farm. And it is currently labeled vacant rural, and it should be labeled nursery or farm agriculture. And then the second thing that we were grieving on that parcel was the value. We thought it was excessively assessed. The reasons for that are because it is a parcel that is farm. It is also landlocked. It has no access to any road. It's just an addition to the farm. And then also, if you, I think I submitted a map of the property with the overlay of floodplain, and you can see that it's mostly, well, not mostly, I think it was maybe half of it was floodplain. So for those reasons, we thought it was excessively assessed. So that's what I have to say about that parcel. Is there anything else I should be saying?
You're doing fine so far.
Yeah.
Okay. So the assessment came, it was assessed at 78,300, and we thought that should be 43,500, which was what it has been in the past. So then moving on to the second parcel that we're grieving, it's an 18.84 acre parcel with our house on it. It's a single family home with our Christmas tree farm on it. And there are also two things we were grieving: that it was misclassified as well. We thought it should be classified as rural residential plus agriculture, because that farm's, the land is the bulk of our Christmas tree farm. And then also it was an excessive assessment. It came in at 536,500, and we thought it should be $450,217.61 is what I came up with when I searched properties that I thought were comparable. And I came up with 11 comparable properties, and I had submitted a Excel file with all of those listed. So I don't know what else I should be saying. Do you want me to go through any more of my reasoning, or?
Is it Jana or Jana?
Jana.
Jana. Okay, Jana, this is Gina Fox. I have the pictures that you submitted of the new trees, plantings, and the grown trees, or the, couple years. Those were taken this year. Was it vacant when they classified the land?
No.
Was my
No, we've been growing trees on it continually.
Okay.
We do new plantings every year, but it's had trees growing on it.
Okay. That's all I have, really.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions?
No, thank you.
So we will deliberate over the next couple weeks, and the town will send out a letter with the decision in early July.
In early July. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Jana.
Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Have a good day.
You too. How do I,
Leave meeting.
there we go. How do I leave? Leave me. Leave.
Yeah, I do that every morning in morning meditation. It's like, oh my God, am I really off before I say anything?
Fred,
Yes.
are you able to shut off the live piece now, since we're breaking for lunch?
Yeah. Do you want me to, we have one more at 11:50, and iPad 8 went away, so we don't know who that was.
That could have been her husband, maybe,
Yeah.
or dad.
Do you guys want to do the last one right now and then you can break early?
Well, I don't know if they're here yet, are they?
No, there's no one in the waiting room.
Oh, I thought they were. I'm sorry, Fred.
No. Yeah, whatever that iPad 8 went away.
Fred, it gives me a great deal of comfort having you in the background there.
Thank you. Glad to
Fred
help.
does a great job.
Mm-hmm.
I received Scott Hutchins stuff in. Do you guys want me to scan it and email it to you or what?
That's not a bad idea.
Because he was from.
Yeah,
this
that would be
morning.
great, Donna. Thank you.
Okay, I will do that on our lunch.
I have Christine Bates in the waiting room. That would be the next one.
Let's
Yeah.
take her.
Okay, I'm gonna let her in. Christine, can you hear us?
Oh, wait.
Yes, there you go.
Now?
There, now we can. There you go.
Ready? Good morning.
Good morning.
Did you review our package?
We have it here. You can walk us through it, but let's start off with an oath. Do you solemnly affirm that the information you are about to give will be given accurately and truthfully to the best of your ability to do so?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. We have about 10 minutes to walk through this, so and I will give you a warning at about 8 minutes if we're still discussing. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to read the statement I sent you since we're retired people in our mid-70s and full-time residents in Dutchess County. We live in Millerton. They've been here since 2008. And the small brick building at 6378 Mill Street, which we own, formerly owned by Bob Winnie, who had been the village attorney for about 50 years. We bought it from him. It's an important part of our retirement income. We met with Tyler Technologies' Steve Beccio on March 4th, and because we had immediately identified the aberrant valuation of the land portion of the overall assessment. And we presented him with a brief analysis in follow-up, and he made no changes or comments. He told us to go to the May 13th meeting with Assessor Matt Sabia. We talked to him, and he also didn't do anything, didn't answer our questions, and referred us to you. And so here we are. The building, which is a brick building, was built in 1870, not 1967, as the Dutchess parcel access indicates. We leased the land from the Dutch Reformed Church. As you probably know, a lot of the Central Village properties do not own the land. People lease it because of the Livingston land grant and the fact that it would revert to the family if people were to own it. You may not know that, I don't know. The lot has a frontage of 21 feet and is 95 feet deep. It's about 2,000 square feet, a 1/20th of an acre. And if you calculate the 0.4 of the 95.4, it's 2,003 square feet. And if you calculate it just 95, I think it's 1,997 or something. It's a 1/20th of an acre. It's tiny. The Dutchess Parcel Access states the building is 2,160 square feet total combined between the two floors. It has no parking. It's a commercial building with a 482 designation, and it's been occupied by a design firm, 100 Mile, until recently. They moved to the Star building over Liberty Restaurant there. They needed a larger, more open space and cheaper. And so their lease is up next month. They've been there for 7 years. It's an old building. It requires frequent repairs and maintenance, as you can imagine. Roof, plumbing, electrical, pointing, the brick, paint. And after years of deferred maintenance by Bob Winnie, who was a great guy, but he really knew how to pinch a nickel, we had to make all the upgrades that he hadn't. A lot of people wouldn't even go in to look at the building when it was for sale because it was in terrible shape. Our grievance complaint before you today regarding the assessment is about the comparatively high valuation of the land portion, which under the new assessment is $385,000 as compared to the neighboring parcels and other similar 482 properties in the village. And our 1/20th of an acre is valued if you calculate 385 times 20, because a 20th of an acre is 0.05. If you calculate it, it comes out to $7.7 million an acre, which is Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills price. It's not a price that you expect in upstate New York. And the adjacent properties calculate to a value of around 1.7. That includes the Amsterdam and the Hallenbeck property and others nearby.
Yeah, you can just look at the chart and see the per acre comparison of similar buildings.
And you notice when you look at the chart that our tiny parcel has the highest absolute assessed land value of any downtown semi-attached building, regardless of size. We've asked, and we've been through the process, and we'd be intrigued to learn why it's worth so much. We don't think there's a gold mine or oil under it, and we probably wouldn't have the rights anyway because of the church ownership. So there's no logical explanation, and we haven't received any answer. So
yeah, we thought maybe it was a typo.
That somebody typed a 3 before the 85 and made it 385, when what we're recommending is that it be, the land portion be valued congruent with other properties of 482 and Central Village and so on that usually have larger frontage, which would increase their value more than ours, that it be valued in the $80,000 to $85,000 range, and for the 1/20th of an acre. And we think we've presented you with the result of hours of research looking at Dutchess parcel access and so on. And the current assessment level would cause our combined property taxes, the village, town, county, and school, to increase to, we're guessing, around $12,500. And that's more than double our current rate, and it's equivalent to many months of rent. And as you probably are aware, given the COVID situation, rents are going to decline, not increase, because there are a lot of businesses that will be closing. The government is saying probably 25% of small businesses will close. And the fact that the village is populated by mom and pop businesses, smaller businesses, indicates that probably a quarter of them will close. And we haven't found a replacement tenant. We've talked to a bunch of different people. We don't know what's going to happen come July 1st. And we respectfully request that you correct and make the land portion of our overall assessment congruent with other valuations, and that you adjust the assessment accordingly. And we think that we presented, a very logical, documented, objective analysis, and we've given you the information here. You can check it if you want, but we think it's aberrant. And Christine says maybe it was a typo. It may have been a typo. It should have been 85 rather than 385. So I'm going to take that.
Thank you for that. Anybody have any questions for Peter or Christine?
I'm sorry if I missed this. How many available tenant units do you have in that building? 3?
No, definitely not. It can be 1 or 2. Historically, it was Bob Winnie's law office on the main floor, and upstairs it was variously used as an apartment. There's no kitchen. We took out the kitchen. There are no kitchens in it. Closets. And it was used as a photo studio. It was used by, I believe, Northern Dutchess Realty many years ago. It's been used for different things. And right now it is 1 unit and 100 Mile occupied both floors as showrooms. I don't know if you've been in there, but it's old style.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any other questions?
No.
Great, thank you very much.
Can I just ask you one question?
Sure.
Does anybody see the aberration of this exorbitant? I mean, it's a multiple of similar properties that have larger frontage. I mean, can anybody explain this?
We know
I
you
think-
didn't come up with the
Yeah,
number.
it's not your fault. We know that.
I mean, so this is the first time we're seeing this, and I think you presented yourself very well. We're going to deliberate over the next couple of weeks, and the town will send out a letter in July with the decision.
Okay.
Okay, well, in the meantime, if you have any questions for us, just email us and we would glad to answer them and explain the rationale for our analysis.
Yeah, we think we've done this correctly. We have MBAs in finance, and we learned those skills many years ago. But I think this is pretty simple arithmetic, and we just can't find any justification for why it would be like this. I mean, it's a multiple. If you look at the per acre price, column 6, 1.1, 1.7, 1 million, those are the valuations per acre, and ours is 7.7.
Yeah, well, as I said, we'll take a look and we'll deliberate in the next week or so.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you very
This
much.
will work great.
Be safe.
Yeah, you too.
You guys don't have to
Great
wear your
day.
masks on Zoom.
Yeah.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
So that's it for, and now we do our lunch break, right? Steve, you had asked me to stop the feed during lunchtime. Do you want me to, and stop recording?
Yes, please.
Okay.